and today I'm going to be sharing my personal tips on voice acting. So let's begin. So my number one tip in voice acting, and I know you guys probably heard this a lot, is to drink plenty of water. Water is your friend in the voice acting business. When you drink water, it reduces any kind of tension and it stops the aching or hurting, and it makes your voice really smooth and it loosens up your vocal cords, which is wonderful for voice acting. I recommend drinking water before and after your voice acting so your voice can, heal and hydrate itself again by drinking water and stuff like that. So, drink water. Water is your friend. My second tip for voice acting is to have clear quality. What I mean by clear quality is there's no background noises and it's nice and quiet and you're not really up against whatever you use to record. I would recommend going somewhere that it's not noisy, as in like a closet or your room away from the commotion of your household. I usually get the question on what kind of mic do I use, and surprisingly, I don't use a mic. I use these kinds of earbuds. In my opinion, I don't think you really need to use an expensive mic to have good quality in your voice acting. I think you just need to have no background noises. You can use whatever mic you want, but do not have background noises. Without background noises, you have a better chance of getting in to the voice acting series or whatever you want to do for voice acting. My third tip is mostly a personal tip, and I usually look up references for the voices of the people I'm trying to voice act. If the character that you're voice acting doesn't really have a personality that you understand, I would highly recommend watching YouTube videos of medium to high or medium to low or high to low anime characters or cartoon characters that you're trying to voice act, right? Like for your gacha, and I would just listen to the cartoon characters or the anime characters and get a gist of what kind of voice you want to do for voice acting. That was only a personal tip for me because I don't really see a lot of videos covering to do references, and references are like my lifesaver because it's sometimes hard to understand what the character is like, and like sometimes you can't figure out what kind of voice you want the character to have, so I usually look up references, so I would highly recommend doing that. My fourth tip is if you're going to be voice acting a character or even for an audition, put a lot of emotion into what you're trying to get across or what you're saying in the voice acting lines, because I see so many auditions where they're so quiet and they don't show enough emotion and they talk too fast. You want to have some sort of emotion. Here's an example of one of my voice acting auditions. I'm Cassie. A pleasure to meet ya. Oh please, I've already gotten like 5 of them. But I suppose another wouldn't hurt. You do not want to mess with Amanda. Her and Jamie already have a bad history together. You see, even in the normal kind of voice, I added some kind of emotion to her to give her not a monotone kind of feature. You don't want to talk monotone. You want to have some sort of spice so the viewers know who you are due to what kind of voice acting that you have. Those were my personal tips on voice acting. I do have more, but those were my top tips. In no way, shape, or form am I a professional. I do this for fun and not for money and stuff like that. As I said before, those were my personal tips. You don't have to follow them, but beginners, I would recommend following them because those were the mistakes that I made when I was a beginner. I didn't really do that, and now that I do it, my voice acting has gotten so much better. I hoped my video was helpful for beginners, and even if you aren't beginners, I hope it was really helpful to all of you. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!